Of course, I always said Master World's coming up, and Jiu-Jitsu Con Kids is also coming up. And my grandkids' gym in Texas has 28 kids coming out. So I follow the kids pretty closely. And there's more than one complaint. But one major complaint I have about kids' jiu-jitsu is how they rank the belts. They have to be a gray belt to be able to compete. So you see a whole bunch of 5-year-olds with gray belts. And then they compete in the gray belt. The way the kids' tournaments work is every year is a bracket. So it's not like the adults where it's 5 years for a bracket, or adults 10 years, masters 5 years for a bracket. So every year it's a bracket. So you look at those gray belt brackets and they are packed. I mean, they have sometimes like the 9-10-year-olds will have 30 kids in a bracket, sometimes even more. So they're massive brackets at the gray belt because there's such a big discrepancy in the thing. And then the yellow belts, also very huge brackets. But there's nobody at orange and green. In fact, the best yellow belts, as soon as they turn orange, they become the champion. And no, the yellow belts don't, the parents of the yellow belts don't want them to become orange belts because there's just not enough orange belts at the opens for them to compete in. They only get matches at Masters and still not very many. I was looking, I can't remember the numbers at PANS, but I was looking at Jiu-Jitsu Con and more than 50% of the orange and green belt brackets were single competitor brackets. So nobody's moving into those divisions. So what's happening? So I know a kid who when at PANS, parents were coming up to me, even other coaches were coming up to me and showing me, my kid's fighting this kid. He's won PANS gray belt already, 3 years, 4 years, hasn't been made a yellow belt. This kid's won yellow belt 3 years, hasn't been made. This guy's been on the podium 6 years in a row, hasn't been promoted. So what is going on? I understand. It seems like the only people that are promoting their kids are the biggest gyms who need to make space for the kids coming up. So, and then once they turn, the year they turn 16, they all become blue belts. Whether you're a gray belt, whether you're a yellow belt, an orange belt, or a green belt, you become a blue belt. So I think IBJJF needs to fix this. I think, it's set up that if you start when you're 5 and you get a new belt every 2.5 years, you go through the belts. You go gray, you go yellow, you go orange, you go green, and then you get your blue. Right now, I'd like to maybe look at some of the top level competitors at blue belt to see if they actually went through the belt system. But most of these kids are, I hate to say it, most of these kids are sandbagging. Most of these coaches are keeping them down in their belt ranks so they can finish higher in these tournaments instead of moving them through the progression like they should be. Let me know what you think. I think it's a problem, and I don't see it being solved anytime soon.